All right, I'm just messing around on Sunday afternoon. I've got Davinci opened up. I've moved the camera over to the left. I've been trying to make some adjustments and trying to make up my mind on how I actually want that to be. And for right now, I've settled with this because that's in a pretty good area to where it's not going to cover anything up. So what I want to do is I want to grab some media. It matters not what the media is, because this is not about media. This is about something else. So let's not grab media yet. Oh no, let's grab some media. Let's grab this one, and then let's go grab another media. Boy, this is slow as molasses. Go grab another media. Month of May's coming up. Let's honor that. And then let's grab one more maybe. Um, Gosh, I don't know. We could grab me and Mrs. K. That's plenty. I wished I could pause this. There's no way to pause it that I can figure out. So I either have to stop it or I have to um, um, yeah. So what I want to do now is I actually want to close the media pool. I want to open the effects tab and I want to go to effects. I want to open a new fusion composition right here by dragging it down to the timeline, closing effects, dragging this over to here, and there's nothing there because I haven't done anything yet. Nothing there. So I'm going to go here. You can right click, just go to Fusion tab, and there's nothing there as well because there's just nothing there. Well, I'm just going to have to, I guess, stitch these together because I got to answer these. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm going to pick back up where I left off, and I'm going to open up the media pool here, and I'm going to drag these down. Well, actually, I think I'm just going to leave these right now. I'm going to drag a background node in here, and I'm going to change the color of the background node to something horribly, horrendously awful so I can see it. And of course, I can't see it right now because it's not connected. So I'll go ahead and connect this over there, and we can see the background node is there. So we are good. Now, with the background node selected, I'm going to start the Sword Soft mouse track and I'm going to enable the keystrokes. Move that out of the way for right now, and I'm going to hit Shift Space and that. So I'm going to do that a little faster. Shift Space equals, I can't get it fast enough. Anyway, Shift Space brings up the toolbar, or it should bring up the toolbar. It did not. Shift Space is not bringing my toolbar up. Why is it not bringing the toolbar up? That's interesting. And it's supposed to bring up the toolbar. So let's go over here, go back over here, Shift Space. There's the toolbar. And in the toolbar, I want to type in the word multi, and it's multi-merge. So we're going to click on that. We're going to click add, and I'll move this over here so you can see it. And when you click add, it's going to add the merge in there automatically. So that's cool. That puts that there. And I'm going to bring these down to about the middle and make some adjustments here. You don't have to do this. This is just me doing this. And then I can bring this down a little bit so we can see our area we're working with. Thought my text was set. I thought my texts were over. And I apologize. I don't know if I'll edit that out or not. All right, let's see how this is gonna work, because I showed you guys a finished project. Now I'm gonna show you how I got there. So now I'm gonna grab the ocean, the race car, and Mrs. K and I, and put that over there. Excuse me. All right, so we got this there. Let's take the ocean and plug it into the merge and see what happens. And The background now becomes overtaken because this is going in to that place there, the end. Let's grab the second one, put it in there, and then let's grab the third one. I've got the funny feeling it's going to do the same thing. Right. Okay, that one's fine. So let's work with these. First thing I want to do is I want to get this not to be like that. So how do I do that? If I do that, that's the background. That's cool. I don't like working with the background. I like things to pop out at me so that I see them. That's why I'm doing this. Let's try plugging it into a specific node. Let's go to the blue node, and Davinci's going to put it where it's supposed to be. Davinci, let's put it in this node, and that moves it over there like it should. Let's put it in the garbage node, which I think is this one if I remember right. Says the same thing. All right, no big deal, no worries. I know how I can fix this. So I'm going to plug this in just like that, and then I'm going to go over to my inspector. I'm going to go to the merge, and then I'm going to go to the inspector, and I'm going to go with layer number 1. I don't know why there's 4 layers in there already because I haven't really connected anything yet. So we'll just, I think it's because it recognizes I did put 4 now. I did put them in there a while ago. So therefore it is seeing them. All right, so let's work with this. So we're going to work with layer number 1, which is this one right here. We're going to make sure we're on that, and we're just going to crop down by doing the size like this. And then we're going to move it to the left, and then we're going to move it up to here. So that's one. I'm going to move it a little bit more back here. That looks pretty good. Then I'm going to go ahead and grab media number 2, plug it in. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to layer number 2. I should be on layer number 2, but I'm going to double click it, make sure I'm on layer, or single click it to make sure I'm on layer number 2, and I'm going to reduce its size. And then I'm going to move it to the right and leave that right there for right now. Then I'm going to go bring in picture number 3, and we're going to plug it in, and we're going to click on layer number 3 with a single click, and then we're going to reduce this down in size. Going to move it to the left, and we're going to move it down. And for right now, I'm going to bring it down a little bit more in size, and I'm going to bring it down just a little bit more. Actually, I gotta have to do that more anyway. Right there's fine. And then I'm going to go back to layer number 2, and I'm going to move it a little bit over to the right just a little bit. And that's how that is done. Now, I'm curious, and since I'm just doing this to learn and teach and pass the time, I'm going to grab a text node. I'm going to off click over here. I'm not on anything. I'm going to grab a text node, and I'm going to click on the text node, and if I bring this down here, it's not going to do anything. If I disconnect all that, that goes away, and connect that to there, then I should be able to see the text node up here, and if I do that, that tells me I'm connected to the text node. And that's cool. I can see what I'm typing, not that I need to, but that's cool. So I'm going to go back up here, get rid of that, and then temporarily turn off the keystroke, and then I'm going to turn on the caps, and I'm going to say multi LTI, and they make it as a single word. I'm going to separate, and I put in the word multi-merge test. I'm going to change the font to something else. I don't know why it didn't open up like it should have. And to test your font, you just go to your font and scroll through here what you want. So let's go with back in the saddle one. That's kind of, let's go with beautiful two. That looks kind of neat. Go with that. We're going to change the color. Now we know the color is, the background color is a awful green. So we can't make it, if I make this an awful green, and then I do this the way that it should be done, which is connect the output here, I believe it is, to there. And then I just plug this in over here. Well, I guess you could see it's not the same color. That's odd. I figured it would, I actually figured it would not be seen. So layer 4 should be the text, and it is. So I'm going to single click on the text, and I'm just going to move it over here, about right there, and I'm going to move it down. Yeah, see, when you get into green, it disappears, and I thought that's what it should do because it's basically the same color. So it's not, it's there, but it's not there, if you know what I'm saying, or if you understand what I'm saying. It's just like you're putting black on black, white on white, green on green. It's not going to be visible. So I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to go back into the text node itself, go into the color node, and then we're going to move it over here, up here for right now. And then we'll just kind of move the color around until we get something that we like, just about right there. Cool. So now I've added a background, 3 pictures, and some cheesy text, or as one of my new subscribers would say, clickbait text. It's not. I'm just messing around. So I'm going to go in here. I can't change that to bold or italic or anything, so I'm going to leave it there. You can track it out if you want. I don't want to. I want it to actually be tracked down a little bit. If there were multiple lines, which there is, I can actually test the line spacing, but it's fine like it is. Vertical anchor, I'm going to move it down here. And that's just, this is the same thing as if you double click there, put it back to 0. That's the same thing as going to the layout tab and then moving this up like that. It's the same thing. So there is functionality in this node here. The horizontal or the H anchor, same way. But that's cool how it's moving the multi-merge and not the whole thing. That's kind of neat. So I'm going to leave that like that. All right. Man. All right. So that is that. Now you can do like I do all the time with things. You can animate things. So let's see if I can animate the text. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm on the text node. I'm going to take the size all the way down to 0. I'm going to set a node, set a keystroke, and then I'm going to go to, this is 360, so 180 would be halfway, 90 would be half of that, it would be a quarter. So I'm going to go to 90, and I'm going to grab the size, and I'm just going to bring it up like that. Then I'm going to go to 180, and then grab the size a little bit more. And I'm going to go to 270, grab the size a little bit more. Then I'm going to go to the end, and I never go to the end. I'm going to go to about 358, and I'm going to bring the size back down into here. So that way, when I play this, it should appear that it's coming out, going back to a things. So here we go. Not playing. There we go. Took a little longer than I wanted, but it's doing that. Gets to 270, and then it's going to go back. Now, I don't know if it's going to come back or not. It didn't. So that's fine, and it's going to repeat because it loops. So the other thing I might do is I might make one little change, and I might come over here to here, go 1 frame forward, and at 1 frame forward, actually I want to play this from here and let that go down. So go back to here, go 1 more frame, that's 359, and at 359 I actually want it to be full size. So let's play it from here. It's going to retract. It's going to go away. And then it's, wow, that didn't work at all. Okay. Didn't surprise me, but okay. So that's that. You can animate. Do the same thing. You can animate anything. And I don't know if animate is the correct terminology or not. Animation is just what I call it. I don't. There may be a specific, actual, official um, term for it. I just call it animation. So you can do the same thing. I believe you can do that with over here as well. Oh, nope, you cannot. Okay, so how am I gonna? Oh, okay, so picture number 3 is what? The race car? Nope, that's Mrs. K and I. So let's plug that back in. Oh, seriously? I have to actually. There we go. Put it back to where it goes, and it works just fine. Okay, let's go back to the multi-merge. Let's go to layer number 3. Turn it back on. Now I can do some animation. I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to change the angle a little bit. And I'm just messing around here, so I don't want anyone to get upset. I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want anyone to be real critiquish about this. I'm just messing around. That's all I'm doing. I'm just playing with learning this. And this has actually got 2 functions. I'm actually going to show something else in a minute. Believe this or not. And again, I'm going to go right there. So we'll go back to the beginning. We'll play it. I like this multi-merge. I'm going to like this multi-merge. This is going to be really, really good. I am actually going to enjoy this multi-merge. Now, what if I did something crazy, stupid, nuts in here right now? So let's go back to the beginning. I'm going to bring this up to here. I'm going to go to my media pool. And I'm going to go grab some media. And I want that media to be, what do I want that media to be? Well, I want it to be, probably is not in this folder. I'm in my thumbnails folder. So I'm going to try something here. Tammy, 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 delete, no more Tammy. So certain people watching, I've gotten rid of Tammy. Yeah, I'm not going to find the one I'm looking for, so I think I'm just going to grab one in a minute. Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I've already got Mrs. K in there and I in there. I don't want to do that. So here we go. Another Tammy. Delete. Control, 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 control. Now the finished projects, I want to keep these because I can poke fun at somebody in Arkansas with these. So I'm leaving those for now. I'm also doing a little bit of housework as I do this. Let's go with the 3 wolves. Did I see the 3 wolves somewhere up there a while ago? Let's just go with this one. That's got quite a bit going on. Hopefully it's going to be what I want it to be. We're going to drag that down to here. And instead of having the background green, I'm going to disconnect the background. And I'm not sure why everything went away, but I think if I reconnect this to this node, everything should come back. For the most part, it did, but it looks like things have changed. So let's play. Let's close that and hit play. Yeah. So you can change, you can put something in the background. That's what I was trying to do with the Fort Ord and couldn't figure it out. Now I kind of sort of more or less figured it out. So if I stop that and reconnect the background at the same time, then that's an issue. So let's disconnect the background, reconnect the background, and we're good to go there. Now if we bring this picture in and connect it, then it's like that. And we can come in here to the merge, and we already know it's going to be layer 5. Bring it back up, click layer 5. We're going to bring the size like super way down. We're going to bring it to the left, and it's kind of center right there, and then we're going to bring it up to here and bring the size down just a little bit more. About right there. Bring it up just a little bit more. That looks good. All right, so I'm done with this. This is pretty cool. I'm going to go back to the edit page, and I'm going to close the media pool and take us back to the beginning. I'm going to come up here to, I think it's playback. I think. Now, full disclosure, I've only watched one tutorial on this, and this was late at night. So, oh, look, my arm disappeared. I don't have an arm. I'm scratching, no arm. So I think it's playback. So I'm going to click on playback, and I don't see what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the, is it view? No. Is it timeline? No. I don't know where it's at. I'm sure I can find it. I'm going to cheat. I'm actually going to cheat. Create subtitles from audio. And it is timeline. So timeline, create subtitles from audio right here. So timeline, create subtitles from audio, and click on that. I want it to be in the English language, although that's, I guess you can go get other languages. I don't know. Probably defaults to English because I'm in the United States. I don't know. So I'm going to hit create and let it do its thing. And when it's doing its thing, it's not doing its thing. So we'll go back to timeline, create. That should have ran through that. Create. Yeah, something's not working the way it's supposed to. So give me a second here. I'll figure it out. In the meanwhile, I'll keep talking because that's what I want to point out next. So you go to create, and you create it. I've done that. And then, oh. Okay, I got it. My bad. Wasn't paying attention. So let me stop the tutorial. Timeline, create subtitles. It does say set subtitle default, so we'll click on that, and that's what we want. Teletext, we don't want Netflix. I don't know. We can experiment with it, but we'll hit that and then create, and it's still not working. I do not understand. Here's where I wished I could pause the video because I could go over and watch this and kind of figure out what I'm not doing right. Which, as far as I know, I'm doing everything right. It's just not doing what it's supposed to. So let's go here, English. Let's change this to teletext. Hit create. Still not generating anything. One more time. Create. Go to Netflix. Create. And still not doing anything. Put this over here in the middle of the thing. I don't think that's going to make any difference. We'll go to create. Subtitle default. That's what we want. Create. And still nothing. So I guess there'll be a part 3 of this that I'll stitch together, or I will just go see what's going on here. Or I could go out on a limb and say possibly I need to restart Davinci. I don't know. But this was pretty cool when I watched it. And I really want this to work. I really do. So I will be back. All right, I'm back. This is going to be stitched together as you're watching this. This is part 3 of this. So I'm thinking because it's an untitled project, I need to actually go ahead and save this project. And this is going to be, take off the caps, multi-merge subtitles. I don't necessarily need to render it, so I'm going to save it. And it changed, so now I'm going to go up here to File, Project Manager, and I'm going to open up, I don't remember who was first last night, so I'll go ahead and make a quick addition to this. And, oh, you know what? I'm going to test it with this. So first things first, I'm going to change it from Sunday to Monday, and we all know how I do that because I demonstrated that yesterday. So delete, capital M-O, and tomorrow's the 15th, so I'm going to go up and change the 4 to a 5, and that's done. Now I'm going to go back to the edit page. I'm going to go up here to timeline. I'm going to go to create subtitles from audio. I'm going, oh, wait a minute. I know what's wrong now. I do know what's wrong. I'm going to leave that like that, hit create, and there it goes. Watch this. You guys will be impressed. This is cool. Might take a minute because of my system. I don't know how. I have no idea. I have not, again, practiced this, obviously, or tried it before now. And this is killing 3 birds with 2 stones, or 1 bird with 2 stones, or whatever that goes. And at some point in time, hopefully this is going to kick across and start analyzing it. Right now it's initializing it, and I would hope by now it would have been analyzing. I'm not going to stop it. I'm going to let it run. There we go, analyzing. That's what I wanted to see. See how that changed from initializing to analyzing. And yeah, I know what I did wrong on the first one. There was no audio for it to do. Now it's done. And you'll notice here, it just recognizes that it's music, and I'm going to leave it right. Well, I shouldn't have done it. I'm going to Control Z that back. We're going to render this real quick, only because I want to see. Oh, wow. That's like super slow all of a sudden. There we go. Untitled is fine. I want it to go to Davinci announcements. That's fine as well for now. I'm going to add to the render queue. We'll go ahead and render it out. And shouldn't take but a minute. Now this is not a good example of this, but this will be pretty cool. Now I'm done with this. I want to go ahead and close this out. I'm done. And then I want to go to Davinci completed projects. And then I want to go to announcements, and I'll bring this over just to make sure I cover everything. Go to announcements, and it's untitled, so it's got to be alphabetical. I thought it was untitled. Yeah, right here, untitled. So we're going to start that. Okay, so while that worked, it didn't work. And I know why. I understand why. So I'm going to stop this. That's fine. I'm going to rename this to Monday, May 15. That way I've already got that done. Done and over and finished, and that project's done. So I'll close that. And then I'm going to do what I should have done a while ago. I will be back with the 4th and final installment of this, and I'll stitch it all together in number 4. So I'll be right back.